Graph Toolbar. By using the various buttons, the Graph Toolbar in the main, left, right, and option graphs allow you to manipulate the graph to zero in on exactly what data you want to display. The Resume All Tracking button resets the graph to the initial settings. Using the other buttons in the toolbar will modify how the data is displayed. But you can always return to the original graph as initially displayed by clicking this button. The Scroll Axis button lets you scroll the time axis left or right, or a y-axis up or down. The data will track the scrolled axis. You can separately scroll the EGT and CHT axis. Selecting the Scroll button deselects the Zoom button. When this button is selected, you can click and move the cursor to the left, right, or bottom scales and slide them. Or you can click on any point on the graph and drag it in any direction. The Zoom Axis button lets you compress or expand any axis. You can separately zoom the EGT or CHT axis. Selecting the Zoom button deselects the Scroll button. When this button is selected, you can click and move the cursor to the left, right, or bottom scales and slide them. Or you can click on any point on the graph and drag it in any direction. The Zoom All Axis buttons let you zoom in or zoom out the entire graph. The center of the graph will remain stationary. The surrounding areas of the graph expand or contract from the center, much like the zoom lens on a camera. The Select button will let you move a horizontal cursor line when one is displayed on the graph. Selecting the Select button deselects the Zoom Box button. The Zoom Box button lets you zoom into any portion of the displayed graph. Select the Zoom Box button and move the mouse cursor to the upper left portion of the graph that you want to zoom into. Click and hold the mouse, and drag down and right to the lower right portion of the graph that you want to zoom into. Release the mouse when the Zoom Box rectangle shows the area that you want to zoom into. Selecting the Zoom Box button deselects the Select button. The cursor button toggles a vertical line that will show you on the right side of the screen the exact values of each graph line on the displayed x-axis point. The Properties button will display a Plot Properties window that allows you to customize many parameters of the displayed graph. These parameters are defaulted to their optimal values when you start up the program, and any changes you make will be discarded when you exit EZ Trends. If you change the parameters and totally mangle the settings, you can always exit the program and start it again with the default properties. The Copy to Clipboard button will copy the graph to the clipboard so that you can paste it into a word processor or graphics computer program. The Save File button will save the graph in a file. In the Save As window, you may choose the name of the file, the destination folder, and file format. The Print button will send the graph to the printer using the Print window. The Preview button will let you preview the graph as it will be printed using the Print button. Appearing only on the Option Graph toolbar, the C button displays an option configuration window that allows you to modify the display on the option graph. On the option configuration window, you can select which measurements are graphed, which of 4 y-axes are assigned to each measurement, and the color of the graph line for each measurement. To select a measurement to be graphed, check the white checkbox. To change the colors of each measurement, click on the appropriate color square and select a color from the color palette. For each measurement, select which y-axis should be used to display the scale for that measurement. The default y-axis positions are y-axis 1 on the left side of the graph and y-axis 2, 3, and 4 on the right side of the graph. You can change the scale of each y-axis by clicking the Axis Range tab and entering the minimum and maximum for each axis. These settings will be preserved for the next time you run EZ Trends. This button only appears on the single flight graphs. The M button lets you plot a moving average for a single flight graph. The moving average plots each point as the average of the previous 2 points and the current point for a 3-point moving average, or as the average of the previous 4 points and the current point for a 5-point moving average. Moving average tends to smooth the displayed data graph. The Zoom Back button reverses the effect of each use of the Zoom Box button. EZ Trends menus. The EZ Trends menus let you navigate through the program. File menu. Print allows you to capture the screen and print it. Back to the Start menu resets EZ Trends, returning you to the main menu. Exit exits the EZ Trends program. The View menu. Flight description displays a read-only window with summary information about the displayed flight. You cannot change any data in this window. Config option displays an option configuration window that allows you to modify the display on the option graph. Display simulator displays a simulation of the EDM 700 or EDM 760 front panel. View pilot title toggles displaying the title on the top of the graph on or off. Time format on single flight graphs lets you select the absolute time in hours, minutes, and seconds formats, or in seconds relative to the record. This feature is disabled in multi-flight graphs. The Graph menu lets you select from the list of possible single and multi-window graph displays. The Data menu lets you select from a list of possible single and multi-window graph and data table displays. In multi-window displays, moving the cursor or data line highlighted in one display will move the cursor or data line highlighted in all other displays. The Flight Summaries menu. This menu lets you select from a list of possible flight summary displays. These pages show a summary of the data for the entire flight, including minimum values, average and maximum values, alarm limits, and average and maximum as a percentage of the maximum. Out-of-limit values are shown in red. A radar graph of the CHTs is shown in blue, with the alarm limits in red. A schematic diagram of the engine is shown as squares, representing cylinders, and pipes, representing exhaust pipes. They are color-coded with the legend on the right side of the page. The View or Edit Crew and Weather Information button lets you annotate a flight with crew and weather notes. Engine type changes the cylinder numbering depiction in the flight summary window between Continental and Lycoming. The Edit Data menu. This lets you delete a data range from multiple flights' displayed data. This does not affect the original data files. This feature lets you, for example, eliminate landing and takeoff data on 2 adjacently plotted flights, so that you can compare only the cruise data. The Help menu. Help Document menu shows the EZ Trends Help Documentation PDF file. The About menu shows the revision number of EZ Trends. Thank you for taking time to learn more about your EZ Trends program. As you become more comfortable with EZ Trends, you will find it greatly expands the usefulness of your JPI engine monitor, saving valuable time when troubleshooting problems. Fly safely, and please contact us if you have any comments or questions.